What up, y'all? I'm back after a 2-day layoff, and I got to come on here and talk to y'all about, what happened over the weekend with Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez, and what's to come, what David Benavidez is looking to do in the future, and some of the fights coming up in the next month. So, a lot of people were telling me that, Boo Boo stinks, he's a boo boo, and he got stopped, and people are laughing at him, and that's fine. I can deal with, me being wrong on a prediction. I'm not wrong too often. But when I am wrong, I can eat my words and accept that I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I thought Boo Boo would go the distance. I thought he would outbox David Benavidez and that they would end up robbing him and that David would win on the scorecards. It turned out to be the opposite. It turned out David Benavidez was just too big and powerful. And after round 3, the fight just turned, and Demetrius Andrade was not able to keep up with that power, and eventually he quit in the corner, and David Benavidez proved that he is the Mexican monster. Now, I don't like making excuses, so we're not going to make excuses, but those real boxing fans out there know Memo Heredia is a cheater. If you're using Memo Heredia, you're definitely skeptical, but we're going to move on from that topic. Just let that sink in, though. After the fight, David made it clear that he wants to fight Canelo Alvarez next. Everyone wants to see that fight. You got a Mexican versus a Mexican in their primes. It's going to be the most sellout fight you're going to find. It needs to happen. A lot of people think that Canelo don't want to make the fight happen and stuff like that, and that Benavidez would smoke him. And originally, I was one of those people that thought that Benavidez would smoke Canelo. And I still think he might win that fight. But I want people to understand that Canelo has first of all, his body shots really hurt. And I don't think David Benavidez has ever been in a ring with somebody that could hurt him. Boo Boo couldn't hurt him. Caleb Plant couldn't hurt him. I think when he gets in the ring with Canelo, even though he's taken a step backwards, which we can all admit, he was able to knock down Charlo. He was able to knock down John Ryder. He's scored a knockdown in his last 2 fights. So he might not score a knockdown against David Benavidez. Benavidez is huge. He's even bigger than Bivol. But I could see Canelo. I think Canelo's the better defensive fighter out of him and Benavidez. I think Benavidez throws punches in bunches. And, they both start slow. So, it's going to be a very interesting fight to see. Originally, I was cheering for David Benavidez. It really was, actually. But after seeing all these people on the David Benavidez bandwagon, not willing to accept that he's using Memo Heredia, I am absolutely 1,000,000% going to be pulling for Canelo Alvarez. At the end of the day, Canelo was a cheat too at one point in his career, but at least Canelo doesn't have all the hype around him right now. People actually want him to lose. People think he's falling off. So I want Canelo to prove to people that, that he's still great, and that David Benavidez, you know what I'm saying? People think his shit don't stink, and I think people need to see, like, any fighter is human. And that is really that. Like, David Benavidez needs to fight Canelo. Canelo needs to fight David. And anything else, in my opinion, if Canelo ends up fighting Crawford or the other Charlo, that we have to consider that a duck. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens with that. And then going forward, we got some great fights in the month of December. Ryan Garcia fights this weekend coming up. I don't like Ryan Garcia. I think he's a loser. I hope Oscar Duarte can beat him. But again, Ryan's back to fighting no names, and Oscar Duarte, to me, is a no name. So he'll probably win the fight. And we also have Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney. They had their little face-off. And I'm really excited for this fight because Regis really feel like he going to beat up Devin Haney. And I think he got a real legitimate chance to beat up Devin Haney. But he got to work on that footwork. He said he been working on his boxing skills. And I know if he working on his boxing skills, he has the power to hurt Haney. However, if he doesn't work on his footwork, Haney will run circles around him and outbox him the whole 12 rounds. And that's what I'm nervous about. But I'm really looking forward to that fight. And, man, we are in store for a good month of boxing. I'm letting y'all know right now. One more thing I have to mention about Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people are saying, like, if he fights Terrence Crawford, who's 3 weight classes under him, that would be a duck. In my opinion, I think Terrence Crawford could beat Canelo. I just think Terrence Crawford's that good. He's small, you know what I'm saying? And they make weight classes for a reason. But when you're special,